That's it. Here we go. This is episode 573, No Laugh Track Podcast here in Minneapolis, Minnesota. My name's Justin Severson. I get to host this each and every week, including Thanksgiving week. We're not taking holidays off.
No.
No. And it's special because as far as I can remember, it's Tommy Ryman week at Acme as well when it's Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it's the Tommy week.
People plan ahead. They, their favorite things about Thanksgiving are turkey, gravy, Tommy Ryman.
Yeah.
Right? Not necessarily in that order.
No, it's a tradition. But yeah, turkey, gravy. I mean, I feel like people like the sides first, then the turkey, then Tommy for their thing, right? I'll go with that.
Cranberries?
Yeah.
Are you fresh cranberries or canned?
I like the canned. I like it all. Like I'm not too picky, but I've had good both.
Same.
The canned one is just fun to like the yeah, we're doing it. That was cracked open.
I don't pour it out unless I'm there.
Yeah.
I want to see it. Well, thank you for doing this. I think I mentioned this last year too. I like to come see the show before I talk to my guest, but because it's we got to do this the day before Thanksgiving. Acme is shut down one day for Thanksgiving, but you have shows tonight. Today is Drinksgiving, of course.
Yeah.
Blackout Wednesday, I think people also call it.
This is always the fun. The Wednesdays, it's always an energetic, fun show, and then I get a day off right after. It's pretty sweet, and then and then right into the weekend shows.
Hell yeah.
So.
And I know you're having a huge weekend that we should, let's just dive into that right now. You're going to do a special, right?
Yeah, I'm filming a special and recording an album at the same time in the week. So this is going to be a fun one. But yeah, Saturday is the official filming of the special. We're filming both shows. And that's going to be my third comedy special. This will be my fourth album. So it's just so much content for people to have.
Do you have a name picked out already? I know
No.
the title of these, some people put a lot of thought into that. Others is just like, who gives a crap? Where are you in that?
I have ideas, but I have not locked it down officially. And that usually doesn't come till after the recording, and then like cover art and I like ideas for it's comes together. But yeah, there's some potential ones.
Will there be a picture of you in the bathtub like there was many years ago?
No, that was the original one, but maybe I might do a photo. Some of my specials have photos, but my albums are always like art-wise, like Party Troll was like trolling somebody's stomach, and then Having the Time of My Life was that comic book one.
Oh, the comic book one, yeah, that one's
Maria
great.
Bamford's husband did the art for that, which was rad. So yeah, that's always a fun process, like after, like listening and being like that, like whatever the main theme of the show. You gotta be like, it's gotta be Googleable. Like you can't do something that's like brings up a billion things. So you gotta double check all that stuff. It's crazy.
Yeah, you don't want. That's a good point.
Right.
That's right. You don't want it to be trademarked by somebody else.
Yeah.
How about like that movie Wicked that came out? Did you? That's out now. The musical movie.
Yeah.
Did you see what happened with the toys?
No.
There's a link for, if you want to know more about the Wicked movie, go to wicked.com. Well, wicked.com is a porn site.
Whoa, whoopsie.
Yeah. Now, some people are saying that maybe that was not an accident and that was just, to get people like me to talk about it.
Right.
But it's supposed to be wickedthemovie.com, I believe.
Wow. Yeah, that's a different. Yeah, I don't know.
So I have a feeling that, how collectibles, rare ones end up being worth more. I'm sure that those ones that say Wicked.
Wicked. Yeah, just have the website right to the filth. But there's a comedian, wasn't it Sam Morril, that is doing the Errors tour?
Yes!
Instead of Error. Yeah, and that's I thought, that there is funny stuff you can do marketing that. So maybe my special will just be called like Nate Bargatze back again. Or so, like John Mulaney with glasses. I don't know. Like, what is this? What was I duped into?
You could tie it into a very popular comedian. Taylor Swift, I guess Sam Morril's already using that, but
yeah.
I know she's on top of the world right now as well. That's fantastic. So how long have you been ready to record this material that you're going to record this week?
Well, I almost did it last year, and then
I feel like I remember you saying that.
Yeah, and then I pushed it for another year, because normally between projects it's about 5 years for me. Like my album wise, my specials were like 4. So this is I think my last album and special came out in 2021, 2022. So this is like 3 year. I'm not like a new hour a year guy. Like it's like a good chunk, and then I just want it to be ready and be fun. And I'm about to hit my 20th anniversary, like in January of doing stand-up comedy.
Amazing.
So that's just kind of fun, and it's awesome that I'm gonna film it at my home club. Like that's really special.
How many have you recorded here? All of them?
All the albums
Yeah.
have been recorded here. The specials, those last two were out on Dry Bar, so they flew me out to Utah
Yeah.
to do those, and yeah, so this is cool. There's more control, and it's gonna get to a different market, which is nice.
So Netflix is doing this one, correct?
I've got handshake distribution deals. We'll see. I'm not saying no. I'm not saying yes. But
Hulu Larius or whatever they're called now.
Right? You'll never know, but you will know when I can talk about it. So.
Oh, so you're not saying?
No, not yet. Not till it's signed officially. But I'm excited. It should be good.
Awesome. That is.
It's gonna be on the No Laugh Track YouTube channel.
Shoot higher, buddy. You gotta shoot higher than that. Oh my goodness, you could do way better than that. Where? How? Could you judge like how much have you tightened up in a year from when you thought you could have done it last year to right now?
A lot of it. It's tightened. Things got dropped.
Things got dropped.
Because last year my hour was coming right out of Crash and Burn, so I did a new 20 minutes. And for some reason, I didn't realize this. I had so much material about my dad. And my dad came to the show, and my buddy was like, wow, that was real heavy on the dad. Like, he was like, do we need to go to therapy together? Like, what is, like, not like mean jokes, but it was just like, but it is this, like, so I've tried to take the best out of everything and make it flow and do storytelling, observational stuff. Like, it's kind of it's still Tommy Ryman, my classic stuff, like of same characters if you like the other specials. They're back in, but different stuff.
Okay. So your mom gets mentioned as well, I'm going to guess.
Yep, mom, sister, family stuff, and then, yeah, they're in there. Not as heavy as former specials.
Okay.
I try to balance for everybody of who gets really the most.
Will family be coming to the shows this weekend?
They are, I think. I know my mom is coming, and my sister. My dad he'll never tell. He just will pop in because he gets anxious to see me. I think we've talked about this before. I don't know, but he's only seen me like my main like journey to comedy. Like the first time I was emceeing or hosting here, he came, or maybe he probably came to the contest. Then the first time I featured, he came to one of those, and then when I like started headlining, he came. He's usually will pop in once a year, but sometimes he gets nervous in the audience, like for me. Like
I love that.
It's like he gets anxiety.
Sure.
So I just can't have like a weird sweaty dad in the back. Like, man, you got to get out of here. You're freaking everybody out.
do the ladies that assign the seats, do they know what he looks like to give him hey, if he shows up, you put him in the back in the corner?
Yeah, I think most of
just
my
in
family
case.
tends to sit towards the back. Occasionally somebody will get popped up front and you're like, what are you doing here?
Do you like when you recognize people in the crowd?
No, not necessarily. It's because you get distracted. Like I'll get drawn to them or be like, why is my mom just crying? Like that is
Stop.
She's weeping. This is real intense. All the seats are empty next to her. What happened? Now I gotta figure out.
They weren't.
Yeah.
How about when comedians show up?
Sometimes, but comedians tend to know they'll hunker down in the back.
Yeah.
That was when I was in LA seeing Louis Anderson, and they sat me right in the third row because I just got tickets, and I was like, oh no, I don't want, because my buddy Josh was doing it with his uncle, was Louis, and then that was a nightmare to be a comedian in like that close up to watch another comedian. Like I couldn't get out. Like I wasn't even by an aisle. I was just in it. And then I think it was Vanessa Mitchell, or what? It was a comic from SNL.
Okay.
And then or Jay Farrow, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. But they started making fun of my hooded sweatshirt, and I was like, this isn't. I don't ever want this to happen. Why is this happening? And then
Like, no, guys, I'm one of you. You're not supposed to. No. This guy, not me.
yeah. So, but it was actually fun once Louis was on. Like when I knew I was like in it. It is fun to remember watching comedy like that where you're not back of the room. Like you can just be like you like feel all the energy. So once I was done panicking from getting called out and then enjoyed the rest of the show, that was actually really fun.
How many times did you see comedy live before you tried it?
One time.
One time.
My only live stand-up comedy show was Mitch Hedberg in 2004.
That's
was
right.
the first live. Well, that's not true. My dad brought me into a comedy show a long, long time ago as a kid, and it was Scott Novotny, who I don't know if I've ever talked about this, but yeah, he brought me in there. I remember seeing it. I remember hearing a bit, and then I think it was probably 20 years later, I was down at Goonies working with Scott Novotny, and I heard the same bit. So I guess he wasn't, writing like crazy or was doing the classics. I don't know.
Stop.
But I called my dad, and I was like, I found the guy. I thought this is the guy that was that. So that was technically the first comedian that I ever saw live when I was probably 9. And then Mitch Hedberg at the State Theater, which I still have the ticket stub. Like he's the whole reason I started comedy. So
Nice. Yeah, right. That's. I'm a ticket stub. Do you always save ticket stubs, by the way?
yeah, I usually like concerts and stuff. I have my little box that they all go in.
Doesn't it bum you out that they're all digital now? Most
It
are
is
digital now.
strange. Like I was like, you screen grab these, print them out. Like, what do you?
Right.
What do we do?
Right. Or like a full sheet of paper that I printed at home. Like,
Yeah.
That's not the same.
You can still get stuff at the door though. I feel like I went to First Ave when I saw Trevor's band. I feel like I was given a ticket, but maybe not.
I recently went to a few weeks ago. I was in Las Vegas and I went to a hockey game. Tickets on the phone, they scan it, and then they print a little thing out for you there.
There you go.
It's
see?
and it says on there not a ticket, but it has your seat and everything.
Okay.
They do it right. So everyone listening that runs a ticket office, do that. Do that.
Yeah.
People like me have the little.
We want to
collectible.
put stuff in a box.
I like
please.
putting stuff in a box to look at every 5 years
Yeah.
or 10 years, or at some point someone else will have to deal with, right? Yeah. What else should we talk about, sir? Did you get yourself in another betting situation with Lewis Lee this year?
You bet I did. This one's a solid one. I've learned from my mistakes, and this year, right now, we're currently at the Vikings will get to the Super Bowl for $1,000 is what I'll be taking home with me. So it's pretty sweet. Cash is probably already in my hand, practically. And, yeah, he'll probably try to get me to double down, he said, by the championship game and try to up that they'll win the Super Bowl. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to say anything yet. But
If people don't remember, at one point you lost one of these bets to Lewis, and then you performed shirtless, wearing the Kirko chains
yep.
on stage here with some material that Nate Abshire and Brian Miller wrote for
Yeah,
you.
that was the first one. That was rough.
That was 2022 season, correct?
Yep. Yeah, and then 2023, I think we were doing the same. No, it was a number of games, and then Cousins got injured. He let me get out of it, but then they started winning, and so then he gets you back in with his psychological warfare.
Yes.
And so then for that one, I just had to make an apology video, which was funny because I got because we had so many backup quarterbacks. I had backup apologists, so I had a bunch of comedians film.
Yes, I know.
Like Kostaki was in there, Andy Erickson, Liz Mealy, bunch of fun. I think Eddie Gosley didn't.
Brian Miller was in it too. I know.
Yeah,
I watched it
Brian.
again recently.
Yeah, no, it was one of my finest things that I given a little. I don't know why mine are all on the internet forever though. That's what's tough. And like they're writing a book now. Patrick told me he was like, yeah, you got a full chapter. And I was like, not about my amazing stand-up I've done over the 20 years. He's like, no, man, just about
You're kidding.
your real dumb bet that you made.
It's gonna make the book.
Yeah. So I was like, well, this isn't supposed to be immortalized. Or like this should just be a frame in Lewis's office. But
Oh my God. Everyone's gonna go. That book's gonna come out, and then those videos are just gonna get more and more views.
yeah, no, people have liked it. They've commented. I've been on the road, and they're like, yeah. I saw your bet video. I was like, that's what you saw on the internet? Like, not the.
We tried to find
stand-up?
material. All we saw was you apologizing.
Yeah, you look like you have a problem, man.
I'm curious. Have you moved on to like the daily apps and stuff, gambling, like where you do parlays and everything?
I never.
How deep are
I
you
never
into
do
gambling?
online gambling. I never do sport. Well, the only sports betting I do is with Lewis.
Just with Lewis.
Yeah.
That's commendable.
I don't even gamble like at casino. Or like I'm just not a gambler. I got to spend that money on Legos and comic books and pet food. Like I don't want to lose my.
That's right. Well, so you brought up pets. What type of animals do you have these days? I know in the past you had, we've talked about you had rats at one point.
Yeah.
Was it not guinea pig? Hedgehog?
Yeah, like my ex and I, we had hedgehogs, guinea pigs,
Both, yeah.
rats. She was kind of the small rodent type, and then
Wait a minute. That's not an insult, is it?
No, they're cute and fun.
Okay.
That's what she liked. But now I'm just down to 2 cats and then the dogs. I have a Boston Terrier and a Great Dane that I share partial custody with, because it's a super millennial divorce where you just get to you have a dog joint bank account. Like we really nailed it with that. Everybody's taken care of. They're happy. I'm watching them all too because she's in Boston right now, so I have the whole crew.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it's been wild. And taking care of her cats, so I got to go to her house.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, because she has 3 cats, and then I have 2 cats at my house.
That might be too many.
Yeah, I just go watch them. I didn't bring them into my house, but yeah, it's cool. I clean everything. My house smells fine. Don't worry about it.
That's good. That's good. No plans for getting any more.
No, I don't
Fish?
think so. I don't know. I've never done well with fish. I had an aquarium in college that I bought, and then I bought the fish with credit card, so I ended up way overpaying for your goldfish, like because there's interest. Did you know that if you don't pay it off right away?
Oh boy, do I!
Yeah. So I think the 10 fish I bought were like $400 later, but not really.
So, from what I see on social media, it looks like you've been doing a ton of shows this year.
Yeah, well, I was on a big tour getting ready for the hour, so I've been all over the place.
Any new places?
Yeah, I was in Texas for I hadn't been there for a while. Back to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, Chicago, Colorado, San Diego was new, which was fun. And while I was out there, I got to see Green Day and Smashing Pumpkins.
Yeah. I was at the. I worked at the show.
Yeah,
here in the Twin
they were here at
Cities,
the so I saw the very end of their tour. So that was the last part of their American tour, and it was just old punk rock. It's weird to go to Green Day, like punk rock. That's what I was into growing up, and it's just families now. It's like weird punk rock families of just like, yeah, man, I was 19 or in high school in Green Day, and now I'm bringing my high school kid.
Yeah, I know.
It's
Isn't that
generational.
wild?
It's fun though.
Mm-hmm. I've done that with Weird Al and my daughters.
Oh, see, that's great. That was my very first concert.
Yeah?
It was Weird Al.
Uh-huh. Do you have tickets for his show coming up next year?
No, he just announced. It's so hard to know if I'm going to be able to go.
Of course.
Based on stand-up, but you can usually get last-minute tickets.
Yeah. Again, I'm forcing my kids to go with me, and
that's a good dad.
No, they like it. At least I think. I don't know. I know they're not listening to them on their own, but they go with me, and they seem to like it. So.
Yeah.
I also pay for everything, so I think that helps too.
That's
right?
cooler than my mom took me to Bob Dylan, and I was like, I don't understand a word this guy's saying. This is horrible. Like, he was just mumbling up there, and she's like, he's a legend. And I was like, nah. I was like, maybe once Timothy Chalamet plays him in a movie, but not right now. He is a weird old guy. I'm very confused.
Yeah, I've seen Dylan a few times in concert too, and I've never left going, that was incredible.
It's such a bummer, and I don't understand why because you kind of recognize the song. Like, you're like, I don't know, man. He's really switching it up.
There are a few words I recognize, but none of the music.
Yeah. And did he have like a vocal cord, or is that just his style? I don't want to, he's the legend of Hibbing, Minnesota. We can't.
That's right.
Rip on Bob.
We love you, Bob, yeah. That's right. We can't speak bad of him being in his home state. That's very
and
true.
still touring, and just doing it at the age that he is.
Yeah, he's I think he's 105 now.
Yeah.
Him and Willie Nelson still go out on the road. It's absolutely amazing. How about social media? How much time are you spending on social media these days, Tommy Ryman?
I mean, it's daily, and I'm not.
Posting or just time suck?
I mean both, but yeah, you're always trying to post content. I haven't posted a lot of new reels because I don't want to blow the material that's gonna come out on the special. But yeah, it's a second job for stand-up comedians now.
What's your favorite one?
Of
Social media.
To watch?
Just to use and just in general.
Oh, I'm a big Instagram or TikTok person. It's when I'm doom scrolling. Those are the ones that I'm going through.
I don't know I think I maybe asked you this a few years ago. Definitely not last year. I listened back. What's your TikTok feed? What are you seeing?
Mine's a lot of animals, mostly animals, and then stand-up
not
comics.
rodents.
No, mostly like cats and dogs doing goofy stuff. And
you ever seen the ones where they have like a? I've stumbled on a live where it's like looks like someone attached a camera to a dog.
Oh, really?
And it's just you just follow the dog doing dog things.
Wow. It's insane. Those lives that's another level. I always accidentally tap the live and I'm like, get me out.
Right?
That's where you see just weird, just bizarre
It can be very startling.
Yeah, and they're all millionaires, just whatever. They got like strobe lights in the room. I'm like, I don't know what's happening, but they're just killing it.
I also feel like, and I know they're not, but I'll be like, can they see me? Oh my God, what's going? Like,
yeah, it does.
They're
feel
looking
like
right at me. Like,
I mean, it does say your name joined, so
yeah.
They may have that.
That's true. That's very true. Are you? I've asked you this in the past, and we got to do it again. It's Thanksgiving week, so it's Black Friday. You got big plans for Black Friday? Shopping, maybe some Lego deals.
Maybe everything now is like it's already started. Like that's what they've said. Like you don't need to go do it. Like the Black Friday sales have been happening online since last Friday.
Yeah.
So
what if you got already then?
I didn't think. I mean, the newest Lego set I got was this cool X-Men mansion that was like from the '90s cartoon that they put out, and
I need a price tag on that.
What was?
How much?
It was like $300 or something. I don't know. It's nothing.
Yeah, just 300. No big deal.
Yeah, I'm loaded, dude.
No big deal.
So rich.
Yeah. You have the Millennium Falcon one, right?
Yeah, that was a pricey one. So.
I was looking up some stuff. I saw that's the, I think the highest priced one they've ever sold. Is that right?
Maybe. I think.
And best-selling.
Probably. It was, pretty popular. But the resale of the old one was getting up to like 5,000. So it was nice that they re-released a version that was more affordable.
So I was looking some of that stuff up. How is it that there's like do you know about this one? There's a Spider-Man one from Comic-Con 2013. I saw it is sold from anywhere from $6,000 to $13,000 for just a minifigure. That's
crazy. But it's rare. I don't know. I mean, the world's gonna end, so I don't know what people are gonna do with all this Lego plastic. Like, you just gotta build a bunker with it, or melt it down to make a weapon. Like, there's not like. I like to like build it. I've sold some, but it's not. It's just like a fun thing to do until I have a child, and then I'll be like, I gotta sell all of this. These are way expensive.
No. Then you hand them down.
Oh yeah. Yep.
I recently learned about brittle brown.
Yeah, dude, the ones that'll break.
Yeah.
Yep.
I had no idea. That's the thing.
Yep. There's certain ones, either the way they made it or the ingredients that they can, they'll crack.
Have you
easier.
Experienced the brittle brown where you're putting them together and it breaks easier? Than
yeah, or usually if you left a set like built. This is probably so interesting for the comedy podcast people.
It's fine. Hey, if they're Tommy Ryman fans,
if one's been sitting out and then you're trying to like take it apart to put it back away, that's when you might snap a piece off trying to get it off.
Do you? And then the other thing I learned about looking stuff up: illegal building or using pieces illegally.
Yeah, illegal builds.
Yeah,
they'll put them together in pieces in a different, not the way they should be, but they'll make like a cool thing. So
are you against that?
No, I think that's cool for mock builders and stuff. I don't know how to do that. Like, I'm always impressed with whatever they can come up with. I have to have instructions. I'm not creative. I'm just like, this is what I'm gonna do.
Have you ever done like a time lapse where you like, kind of like film yourself like building it, where it's like Piece by piece by piece.
No, I'm cool, man. I'm not a nerd. I just built it's fun. Like if I have a theme set, I like to put on the show or whatever. Like when I built the Titanic, I was
Oh,
like, I'm
okay.
gonna watch
Here we
the
go. You've
Titanic.
never said this before.
Yeah, and then I'll put stories up of like the progression of the build.
Okay.
And then people are like, but when are you on tour? And I'm like, shh, like this is Lego now. Stop asking when I'm gonna do comedy. Look at my website. I want to show you my cats and my Legos. That's a hard balance too, because if you're a comedian, you're supposed to just give them stand-up content. So people will get upset when they're like, "Why am I looking at a Lego Titanic?" I'm like, "I don't know, man. Well, this is part of my life. I can't post jokes all the time."
I was looking through your social media, and back in June, you posted something about shooting a commercial.
Oh yeah, I was in.
What's that? What's a commercial? No, what did you do?
I was in a television commercial for like an HVAC system or something. I've done a commercial with them before, this same crew.
Okay.
And
I feel like I saw one years ago, right?
yeah, I can't remember what that one was for. I've been in all the commercials I've been in are for appliances. My first one was for Warner Stallions with Darlene Westgore, who is a comedian.
Yeah.
Or it used to be.
Yeah.
And she played my mom, and then this one, and then the next one, what was it? I don't know. I did some other one, and then this one, this is the first time I played a dad. I played and I was like, nah, man, I'm the kid. And they're like, no, you're 40. You're a dad now. And I'm like, I can't. No one's going to believe this. Yeah, so, but it was really fun. I got to do a lot of like fall on a skateboard and do this. They had like this, like make a big flame in a grill. It wasn't union. It felt I was in danger. They had me up on a ladder. I was like, do I need to sign something? Like
that's how how many people turn that down? Too dangerous for me. Call in Tommy.
Oh yeah.
So what you're saying is you do your own stunts?
I do, apparently. Like one I was doing, so I didn't slip on the skateboard, but I would like the skateboard would come and then I would have to like fall back, but I throw this garbage bag up in the air, and I sold it really well. Where they were like, "Duh," and I was like, "I'm fine. Look at me." It's great.
They don't show the mattress that you're landing on?
There was no mattress. It was like,
look at this guy.
Dirt or something. I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah, I got kicked in the nuts with a soccer ball. I did all that by myself. Like I caught it right before, but I sold it like, ugh, like it was that. Oh, that sounded weird. I don't, like that. I don't know.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I'm a method actor. I'm good. Doing it all now.
What's next? Special. What's next for your acting career?
I don't know, man. I really want to do my show. I pitched a show in L.A., a travel show, and I would like to somehow create that. That was the New Age Hero, because when Activated came out, that was the viral clip about my mom doing river activation, and tons of people messaged me all their weird New Age stuff that they do. So there was like somebody invited me to a moon festival. There's like people that walk around barefoot, so I pitched that show, and when I pitched it, I told them like the end of the show would be me at Burning Man with Susan Sarandon, and they're like, "Do you know her?" And I was like, "No, I thought that's you guys do that." This is Hollywood.
A Susan Sarandon type.
Yeah, be like, we got the semifinalists from NBC. You want to be in his show? Like, while you're at Burning Man and you're awesome. Like, no, it wants nothing to do with me.
That sounds so interesting. That would be great. I would tune in. That sounds really good.
Because I support that stuff, like my mom and my sister, which you'll hear about in the special. But I'm always very skeptical about all that stuff. But it's totally surrounded by me.
So speaking of that, boy, you led me into that perfectly.
I know what I'm doing.
Dude. So I asked you before we started recording what your what do you call it, sign is, right?
Yeah.
And I saw this article online. It's on cracked.com. I'm going to give them credit, all right? It says, your star sign can tell you which comedian you will laugh at the hardest. And they took this from a website called Times of India, okay?
Whoa, okay.
So we're using Times of India's information from Cracked, courtesy of Cracked. And you said you were Pisces?
I'm a Pisces.
Okay. So I'll give you an example here, like Scorpio. It says Scorpios have sharp edge, so the acerbic Anthony Jeselnik might be the guy to tickle your funny bones. Jeselnik and Scorpios could get together and roast Tony Hinchcliffe. Ha, ha, ha. I'm a Sagittarius, and it says Sarah Sherman.
Okay.
And I like her, so I
Yeah.
mean, that fits. It says Sagittarius sign of a taste for adventure and the unknown. So gather them up and take them to a Sarah Sherman show. I'd be into that. But here's Pisces. You told me that, and I looked up what it says. Gentle empathy is a Pisces trademark, so the emotionally intelligent musings of Maria Bamford.
Hey!
Are you kidding me?
Makes sense.
Are you kidding me?
That's great.
I mean,
One
there's
of my faves.
right? Amazing. Says Maria Bamford should appeal to all fish signs out there.
I believe it.
So-
yeah, she's definitely a Pisces type comic. She's wonderful.
So do we believe in the meaning of these things now?
No, it's all fake, but
Okay.
that's cool.
Yeah. You were saying you also learned the what? Something rising?
Oh my, yeah, you got. It's not your. There's your sun sign, and then there's like your moon rising and your other thing. So it's basically like they give you all this other stuff. So like, no matter what type of person you are, you're like, oh yeah, that's because that's not my main sign, because that's my moon rising. So that's why I'm like this. I'm like, you just pick everything. Because like that was my old bit that I used to be where I'd read my mom the wrong horoscope. And I'd read it, and she'd be like, that's definitely me. And I was like, oh, it's not, though, because I read you the wrong. And then I read the next one. Because like, if you told me any comedian, I would have been like, oh, yeah, that makes sense for this. I mean, that one did make more sense, so, but don't make me, I don't, that's why it's tough. I don't know.
Right.
We should probably call Maria. Be like, what her sign is, and because that'd be weird if she's Pisces, and then it's you? Like, that's just seems like that's got to be, she's got to get a different comedian then, but I don't think she's Pisces.
Yeah, I wonder. You think she's a Jeselnik fan if she's a Scorpio?
Right? I want to.
Yeah.
That's what,
right.
We got to ask the comedians what that. But one of their signs has to be their sign. I would think that would be funny if your favorite comedian is you. The Leo would probably be.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're.
So another thing we do have to bring up. I know you got a lot of attention on it over the summer. It was just a few months ago, I think. You appeared on a local radio show here and played a game called Initials.
Oh no! Yeah.
Oh yes. So I got the KFAN Initials games thing they do every Friday morning. Very, very popular game they do. I like to watch it on YouTube like later on after it's all done. I have my wife watching it with me. She's into it,
Yeah.
which I was surprised. And in fact, last night we watched one from like 3 weeks ago. We were about to go to bed, and she's like, "Should we just put on Initials game?" So we saw the one that you, Tommy Ryman, did. What happened, man?
Well, so that was like their tournament.
You were in the
that
tournament
wasn't
of
just like the fun
champions or whatever
Friday.
it
So there
was.
was already so much pressure, and then I was new.
Had you ever played before?
I think I had done it a long time ago, but I had not. It'd been a long time since and I told them I hadn't, but then later I was like, did I have this one when I first started doing their show? But I don't think I did. So this was the one, and I was with like the champion guy, and I went strong. I went early, like in on one, and then that just freaked me out to like, because if you say it, then you don't get to go anymore. You lose, like
Yeah, you're out on that one.
Yeah. So I didn't want to, and then I just overthought. I didn't even get on the board, so I can't even do the tournament next year. I got froze out of the tournament. I can't even believe they let me do the show. Even that's how bad it was. That I was like, I should never. They're like, because Corey was like, yeah, you can come talk about comedy, but don't. That was embarrassing for your state. You're like this is.
I didn't know how it had already happened. We watched it a few days afterwards, and I was like, "Come on, Tommy, come on!"
Yeah, my aunt's screaming at me. I'm getting texts. They all got it right away, but I wasn't gonna cheat. Like I can't. Like.
That's hilarious. My dad has a cell phone, but honestly, it's easier to communicate with him through email, and more likely to get a reply from an email a day later than a text. Like he just does not text. Okay.
Okay.
However, when I was in Vegas 2 weeks ago, Friday, like 10 a.m. or whatever, I get a text from my dad that I haven't got one in 2 years,
Ooh.
and it says, Chris Hardwick won Initials game today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I'm
I
like,
did
well,
see that.
I'm like, thank you, spoiler. You just spoiled it for me.
Oh.
And yeah. So there is a newcomer can do well, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, whatever. It's all rigged.
I hope somehow they I don't know, change their mind and get you to do it again, because I would like to see that.
Yeah, I overthink stuff though. My brain is not. It's hard for that. You have to be smart. I feel like I'm kind of dumb. So
I've even just playing along, in my living room. There's you do kind of have to be in the right mindset. I think you really have to like relax your brain.
Yeah.
Like not because if you're trying too hard, it doesn't go well.
Yeah, you're overthinking. And then the one I did, I think the one I said even came up later. Like that's what was crazy too. So like I was like, is that like, yeah. And then
you don't want to
sat
guess
there.
it again and have it wrong twice.
Yeah. Plus I was in like the back studio. I wasn't even in the main room.
They did have you
felt
tucked
like I
way
was
back.
in a closet. Like it was just not, because they're like, well, championship guys got to be here. And then it was basically next to a mop. And then it just, my pencil broke.
You were in another radio
make
station
notes.
studio.
Yeah,
Like-
they were giving me different initials in my ears.
Oh man, I was pulling for you hard. We were pulling for you hard. What do you have? So, what do you have planned for Thanksgiving between
I go to my aunt's
between
house
sets?
on Thanksgiving, and I'm supposed to bring beer. That's all I'm supposed to bring. So but there's not that many of us, so I thought it'd be funny if I just brought a full keg. And we're just like, let's get crazy. Let's just do this, you guys. Come on, Aunt Mary. Like, get up there. Keg stand. She was upset about initials, so that's going to be discussed at Thanksgiving. It's going to be rough.
Better that than politics, though, huh?
Right? Yeah. I don't know. My
Maybe
family's
not?
boring because we all agree. We don't have a lot of like disagreements like that. We're all pretty chill.
Yeah.
So
That's,
we should bring some outsiders in to really shake things up.
Oh, I have some suggestions. I know some people that I could send you a few. When you bring beer for a group, what do you get? Because we hosted my oldest graduated high school earlier this year, and we had her party. I thought way more of my friends were going to show up, so I had every kind of freaking beer you can imagine, from IPAs to light beers to seltzers, everything.
Yeah, you give them too many. I'm going to bring a beer and a seltzer because I like seltzers. So I'm going to focus on myself first.
There you go.
What I want.
Mm-hmm.
And then probably like what my brother-in-law or whatever I'll ask, but I'll probably bring like some type of Summit or a Fulton. I like.
Oh yeah, Fulton.
I could do Fulton beer, Fulton seltzers, the Lonely Blonde.
Lonely
A lot of
Blonde. That's why I
options.
always drink here at Acme.
Yeah.
Absolutely one of my favorites.
Got to find the Chad Daniels. What is it called?
Dad Chaniels.
Dad Chaniels.
Yeah.
Just gonna pick up some of those.
Those are good.
They are.
Have I asked you before, what would your drink be if somebody came to you and said, we want to have a Tommy Ryman beverage?
Oh, it would have so many umbrellas in it. It would be, it wouldn't even be drinkable. Like it would be, and the staff would get upset at the number of umbrellas and different kind of like it would be like an ADD. There'd be Lego pieces in it, and they're like, "Well, this is a choking hat." Like, what are you doing? And I'm like, "That's $45. We are gonna clean up on these."
It's also collectible.
It's it comes in a souvenir Lewis Lee cup.
That's fantastic.
I've pitched so many good ideas for this club, and he's never. I told him one year that we should have free hot dogs in the middle of the showroom that people can just come and grab. Not free hot dogs. Like you get a coupon, but then you can get up and grab a hot dog whenever you want. And he turned that down.
That's quiet eating too, so I approve of that. I've gone to comedy clubs where they serve food, and when people are fucking banging their, forks hitting the plate,
Yeah.
I don't want that while
Or
I'm
even like
watching comedy.
nachos, the crunch.
No,
the hot
no
dog,
thanks.
Like, smooth.
Quiet food.
Yeah.
Hands.
Like
no
you may,
silverware.
if the condiment station is filled, you might get like you might get those kind of sounds. Which
Well,
is
anything
fun.
that sounds like a fart.
Yeah,
is-
because then the headliner's gonna be like, what do we got going on over here?
See?
Toots McGee. It's just like, it's such a good idea.
Brandon, open the door so Lewis can hear this in the office. Would you?
He knows. I'm
He
told.
knows. Are you so after the shows this week? Is there anything you go out and shake hands and say hi to people after the shows? Are you selling anything or giving anything away or?
No, I'm not doing merch. I have bookmarks that I give out with
Bookmarks?
my like all my social media and
Oh.
stuff. So that's people laugh at that because I'm like it's big time for reading. But there people like that and it's free. So I'm not,
We have talked about you used to work at Barnes and Noble.
Yeah, that was the job for many years.
I learned about, and you told me. I remember about how you when they get rid of the old ones, they rip the.
Oh yeah, the old mass market when they used to rip the covers off and then mail those in to get credits, and then they would leave the ripped books
So strange.
for us or put them in a dumpster.
That is so strange. I'm going to go back one more time to your social media here. This was from earlier this year. You said, I went to the dentist this morning and now I have a pinball repair guy at my house. I'm a super adult. Do you really have a pinball machine at your house?
Yeah.
Really?
I have a 1979 Superman Atari pinball machine, and it's the bane of my existence because this guy fixed it. Then he was like, all right, we're going to replace some parts. Then he came back and did more stuff. Then we found out one of the boards is corroded, and that's like that's the game. Like that. So I have to figure out.
Did you spill something on it?
No, somebody did it, or it just corrodes over. It's 40 years old or whatever. So it's not currently working. Like it kind of works, but I have to. It's almost done. But it's like owning a weird collectible car, but it's just not. You can't drive it. Like it can't. I don't know. It just sits there.
Is it easy to find a pinball repair guy?
Yeah, there's a few.
Is that like a specialty for people?
For my machine, it is. It was hard because Atari didn't make many pinball machines, so it's frustrating for them.
You had to fly him in from Japan?
I should learn more about it so I can specialize in that because you can make good money on certain
Interesting.
games.
It took it. Obviously, when you play it, you're not putting quarters in, or do you have a stack of quarters?
No,
it's
just set on free play.
Oh,
Free play.
Love it.
Yeah.
Do you have the high score?
I
on your own machine?
I do have the highest score on that because it reset when I bought it. So I definitely don't have the highest. I'm sure that thing somebody had a way higher score.
Interesting. I'm curious. Where did you pick that up?
I got it shipped to me. It was from a company in Michigan that refurbished it and then sent it, but it just had constant problems.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
No, I live in the house from Big. Like, I am a single man in a 5-bedroom house that's filled with comic books, Lego. Like, I don't want to get stuff taken, but my house is awesome.
Do you also have the giant piano, like from Big?
Yeah, the keyboards. I should do that in the hallway. I didn't even think of that. But, yeah, I have a couple trampolines.
Imagine gliding across that in the morning, like when you're heading to the bathroom, and it's
right. I'm like, good morning, Captain and Dragon. Feed them their kibbles. Like, let's party, gang.
You could keep track of where the pets are when they're like,
yeah, you
tiptoeing
just
across.
Oh, that'd be
it.
great. Like, oh, cool. I forgot to shut the piano off downstairs. I can't sleep.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, we should wrap this up here for sure. This has been great. People have to come and see the shows this weekend. Are there still tickets left for Saturday for the recording?
The early one is sold out.
Look at that. I figured.
I think the late show, I'm really pushing tickets for that. And even, I don't know when this is going to go up, but Friday's got tickets left, and that'll be part of the album. But, yeah, late show, 9:30 Saturday. Let's do it.
I have one more question. I'm sure you've picked out what you're going to wear? That's a big deal, right? What are you going to wear?
Yes, I have multiple options, though, because I'm going to come in early and make a final decision of what the outfit will be.
Okay. So wait and see.
Yep, but yeah, I got to get the diamonds sewn on, and the cowboy hat is still coming. But yeah, it should be. It's such a big belt buckle. Like, I don't. I wish I rehearsed more with this outfit.
That's fantastic. Thanks, Tommy.
Thank you.